At approximately 6:55 this morning, there was a non-fatal shark attack here at Beacons Beach in Leucadia, California. At that particular time, a young 13-year-old male was in the water. At the time, it was opening season for lobster season. There was multiple other people in the water diving, and they were out there trying to acquire lobsters. The young individual, 13-year-old boy, was attacked by a shark, sustained traumatic injuries, and was brought to the beach by 3 Good Samaritans on a kayak. At that particular time, 911 was contacted, and the Encinitas lifeguards, fire, paramedic, and lifeguards responded to Beacons Beach.
Come on, Cap.
Okay, at that particular time, there was a lifeguard unit that responded on scene and started providing basic life support. Shortly after, the paramedics and the fire department was on scene down on the beach. We did bring in an air ambulance. The patient was medevaced to an area trauma center.
Can you talk about his injuries, his age?
The young man was 13 years of age and sustained traumatic injuries to the upper torso area.
Can you talk about all the processes that, once they got in, what kind of the process, the lifeguards came, what kind of emergency response was given to him on the ground for medical, that kind of stuff?
So at that particular time of the morning, there was 2 other permitted events in the city of Encinitas area. The lifeguards were on duty early that morning, so the response time was significantly very short. The lifeguard was within a quarter mile of the incident with a lifeguard truck and arrived on scene and started providing first aid right away. The lifeguard's an EMT and was assessing the injuries and providing proper care.
Did the rescuers see the shark, see how large it was, what type it was?
The shark was seen in the water by the bystanders. They weren't sure exactly what type of shark it was. It was in the 11-foot range. At that particular time, the lifeguards, the paramedics, and the fire department medevaced the patient off the beach, and then immediately turned around and basically started contacting folks on the beach and leaning into this incident. The number one concern was public safety. There was multiple other divers in the area, lifeguards, sheriff, California State Park, and the fire department all engaged immediately and started getting people out of the water. We're concerned about, obviously, public safety. The beaches are going to be closed down right now. We're asking people not to go in the water. That's going to be from basically Lacoste Avenue, Pono Beach, all the way down to Swami's Beach down in Encinitas. That's going to be closed down for 48 hours. Once we get to that particular point, if there's been no other shark activity in the area, and at this time since the incident, we have not seen any shark activity at all in the local area. We did cancel one event. There was a permitted surf event about a quarter mile down the beach where the other lifeguard was assigned to, and we shut that down. Yes, it was a stone step surf competition, and that competition never even started. We had no problem. People basically stayed out of the water.
Can you tell us the condition of the 13-year-old right now?
I don't have that information right now. The young man was taken to an area trauma center down in San Diego via air ambulance. That's what I have.
Do you know if that was children's rating?
I believe so, yes.
Was he talking? Was he conscious when you guys medevaced him?
When the bystanders got there, yes, he was conscious. He was above water, and the bystanders were able to get him up on the beach, the Good Samaritans, and he was talking all the way to when he was being transported, yes.
Can you tell us about the rescuers, the 3 guys? Do we know their names? Do we know if they were part of any local clubs like the North County Depth Finders Club? Did they have any training in first aid?
The bystanders, the Good Samaritans, came to the aid. I'll release those names later. I don't have them with me at this particular time, but it was an off-duty PD officer from Oceanside, 1 California State Park lifeguard off-duty, and a friend of theirs. And those 3 individuals were able to get him up on the kayak and get him to the beach and basically provide a tremendous amount of aid to that young man.
You may not have an answer, but we were told this was the first time this young man had ever been lobster diving.
Yeah, we have no information on the history of this individual at this particular time.
Was he with any other children, any other teenagers at the time?
No, not that we're aware of. He was in the general area. This is opening season for lobster season, 6 o'clock this morning. So that, you know, there's multiple people engaging in the take of lobster legally in the area, and so those were the individuals that actually came to his aid. His parent, one of his, I'm not sure if it was mother or father, was on the beach at the time monitoring.
Can you tell us how far offshore this happened? Was this underwater or above water?
It was approximately in 9 feet of water, anywhere between 150 yards to 200 yards from the beach.
So pretty close to the
Yes.
shore.
So the boy just waited out from the beach? He just went out?
We have not gotten an interview with the young man yet to determine exactly his account of the incident.
So there have been some type of reports that there was a seal in the area. Do we know anything about that? Did the shark kind of mistake the team?
Yes, there was a report of the seal in the area by bystanders. Since we were working this incident, we have not seen any activity of dolphins, seals, or sharks or anything else at this time.
So we saw a sheriff's helicopter just fly over us. Can you talk a little bit about what you guys are going to be doing throughout the day?
Yeah, so our resources right now, if you see down in the water here, we have the lifeguard jet ski, the wave runner that we're using right now. We have lifeguard patrol units. All of our lifeguard towers were slated to be open. We brought people in early so we can lean into this and contact folks to advise them to stay out of the water. We're posting signs at all our public beach access points up and down the coastline. As you can hear here, we have the sheriff helicopter resources in the area and surveilling what we can see from that vantage point down in the water. So we'll continue to lean into those area resources. Right now, we're also really have taken a unified approach to this. So we have Carlsbad Fire lifeguards, California State Park lifeguards, Solana Beach lifeguards to the south. We have California Fish and Game, and we have our city administrations, our mayor behind me, our fire chief, and multiple other lifeguards that are coming in to help out with this incident now. This is a non-fatal incident. We don't want anybody else getting injured, so that's why we're taking the precautions that we're doing. Across this coastline here right now, we're flexing a policy that the lifeguard agencies use statewide. We've been working on this for several years, and the policy works really well. And right now, we're closing down the coastline, as I mentioned earlier, from Swami's Beach to Ponto. And then also, we're going to be holding that for 48 hours unless we get some other activity in the area with sharks.
Is there any history of shark attacks here?
There has been in the past. Earlier this year in Camp Pendleton, there was a non-fatal shark incident. And then the next local one was in Solana Beach, which was fatal several years ago.
Has there been a shark sighting out here recently?
There has been shark sightings, and with our policy, we lean into them and basically do an investigation, and we do a lot of interviewing. We have photographs and things like that we work with the person to actually see what they saw in the water to determine the type of shark. There was an incident a few weeks ago, and it was determined not to be a shark species that is a predator. I'd like to remind everybody, according to the scientists, there's over 135 shark species that live in this area, and they're here every single day. This is their natural environment. So we do a really good methodical job of sifting through this and talking with folks. So the question was there a shark activity in the past, and we determined that it was not of anything that was threatening to the public. Yes, sir.
There's local clubs that have divers that are very experienced. They are very good at identifying sharks and other species. Do you guys work with those clubs at all to get information as far as shark sightings? Considering their experience, they'd be a little more reliable than a casual other observer?
What we're working with right now is we're working with Chris Lowe. He's a scientist out of the aquarium up in Long Beach, and he's our go-to expert right now. He's been courting us through these policies, and he's the one that we lean in a lot with. And he's a great guy. He has a very extensive knowledge. You've probably seen him on Shark Week. So we're in contact with, we go to the experts.
Just considering local eyes in lots of places almost every day.
Yeah, anytime there's a report, we take that policy out and lean into it. And
would you suggest that the divers call in if they see a shark, just in casual encounter like we always do?
It would definitely be very helpful if you do see a shark to contact your local lifeguard agency and report it. Don't wait. Let them get down there and try to identify what it is in the water so they can determine what best appropriate action for public safety they should take.
Isn't this proof that conservation has gone too far? Okay? It's gone too far in my book, and all these good people are at risk because of that.
Yeah.
It has to be done, and the mayor needs to have a plan.
The Marine Safety Department is not the experts on the conservation. So those folks, the scientists and California Fish and Game are the best people to weigh in on that.
All right, everybody, that's all the information that we have now. We'll be providing information to you as we get it and we're able to get it to you. Obviously, our hearts and prayers and thoughts are with the young boy that's being treated right now at Rady Children's Hospital and his family. And then with that, we have other work to do and continually monitor the coastline to see. We haven't seen another shark. We're hopeful that we're not, but we're like Captain Zhao said, we're going to be leaning into this and making sure that our citizens and our visitors are safe here. So thank you very much. We'll give you more information when we can.
What's your name? Sorry, just because I...
Yeah, Mike Stein, STEIN Fire Chief.
And can you say your name again, please?
I'm Larry Giles, the Marine Safety Captain for City of Encinitas.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Thank you. Thank you all.